he's running, if he's paid from the Treasury Department, and Segretti and the whole team of espionage men that we know, Nixon's lawyers and those groups, fund through the Treasury Department. And this is what I said was happening even long before the Watergate. Larry Shears better run for his life. Well, he's been in constant danger for his life, and he's been carrying a gun because there's been so many threats upon his life. And, you know, they want to know the context that he has and the information because he revealed also the plan to kill Eldridge Cleaver. Well, he's put in jail for 60 days for carrying a concealed weapon. If he gets threats on his life and he isn't armed, he's going to be just killed like Oakes, who wasn't carrying a gun. And if he carries a gun, he's put in jail for having the weapon. If you expose the system, you end up dead or in jail or running away, and you don't have very much protection. There's just a brief mention, I don't want you to miss it, in Newsweek. It was the March the 5th, and you might have missed it, the Charles Colson story of the espionage squad in the White House and Howard Hunt and the discussion that they had of bugging George McGovern's campaign and Senator Muskie's, and the conversation is, let's plant a woman in a sensitive secretarial job in Muskie's campaign, and we'll get a web, we'll get a right girl for the job. Mary Kopechne was the girl planted in Ted Kennedy's campaign, and when they wanted to discredit him for 1972, she had to be murdered. One life, a little bit more or less, doesn't matter. And in the article, The Realist, I just barely mentioned eliminating Ted Kennedy by a group of espionage squad people who want to remove him, and the best way to do it was to have the dead chick in the car. If you killed the third Kennedy, you would remove him, but it would become too obvious, and then there are enough Democrats that might have gotten mad. They're not so loyal to life per se that Mary Kopechne mattered. They just keep on pushing their candidate and call him McGovern and say, well, you'll be the front man this time while Ted sits this one out, and that's all he was. Well, time is running out. I could do about 4 hours on the news this week. As I said, the news is pretty hot this week, but we'll cool off and we'll see what brings next week. Okay?
Thank you very much, Mae. Mae Brussell will be back with us next Thursday at 5:15. This is KLRB FM Carmel. Cool.